Listen, so I do want to encourage you this morning that it is a requirement. It is a requirement to wait on the promise. It is a requirement that you take the proper step and initiative to steward well over your waiting season, whether if it's marriage, whether if it's a job promotion, whether if it's a career that you've always set your mind on. You have to honor the waiting season, because that waiting is the preparation. So when you do get into the promise, when you do get into the position, when you do go into that place, you will not crumble or fumble over the blessing that God has given you. And if you don't think it's a requirement, Jesus started his ministry at 12, but we did not see him again in full position until he was 30. And Joseph, he was sold into slavery around the ages of 17 to 18, but he did not make it into the palace until he was around 30, 32, or 33. But the thing in that gap, he also was in prison and he was enslaved. And King David, though he was anointed as a young boy, he did not reach the palace or his position and throne until he was in his 30s. And for my older saints, Abraham was promised a nation. He was promised a child at around 80, but he did not see that child until he was in his late 90s, close to 100. So what I'm saying to you this morning is, take the proper initiative and step to honor your waiting season. Because if you try to rush and try to force the process to go on your timing, you will birth a Ishmael. And what is Ishmael? Ishmael was the counterfeit to the covenant that God had promised Abraham. God had promised Abraham Isaac, not Ishmael. And because Abraham listened to his wife and chose to try to force the promise to come on their timing, we are still living in that punishment, and we're still living in that consequence from their actions today. And I once heard a wise man say, it takes 21 years to be 21 years old. So I want to encourage you this morning, whatever you're believing God for, whatever God has told you, trust in his will and trust in his plan. And whatever that is in your heart that's trying to rush it, give it to God, surrender to him, and leave it there. And trust that God has you, and God is going to bring forth the promise in his timing. And as you wait on the Lord, ask God, God, what is it that I need to be doing in my waiting season? God, what is it that I need to stay focused on so I do not fumble the promise when you give it to me? I love each and every one of you. And if this is for you, like and share.